Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. I thought I would sit down and drink some coffee for you guys. Yes, the famous mug is back. Big Sip Investigator is going to be in. Yeah, that's real coffee. All right. I got a couple comments and I thought it was kind of interesting because I should clarify this. I had someone say, "How can you be mostly plant-based? I thought you promote eating lots of fruits and vegetables and animal proteins." Well, I am mostly plant-based. Like, that's not a contradiction. I guess it's because people haven't done the math on it. But keep in mind, what did I do for that lean bulk all earlier this year? Okay, I lean bulked for about, 8 months. What do people think I ate? I thought I was relatively clear that I was eating enormous amounts of fruit, rice, vegetables, right, all low fat, and then I was eating at that time chicken breast, Greek yogurt, occasional steak. My diet was probably 80% or more plant-based. It was probably 80% or more. If we were to take the total calories consumed every day, so that lean bulk was over 4,000. You start assuming 150 at the most 200 grams of animal protein. Minimal carbs and fat from animal sources. I mean, trace amounts. But you guys see what I mean with the math? What is that, 600 to 800 calories out of about maybe 4,500? And then, whatever, a little bit of carb or fat in there, but we're talking relatively minimal. Any way you break it down, somewhere in the range of 15 up to about 20% animal calories at that point. It's actually not that hard to meet your protein needs and to eat a lean animal source protein and have your diet be over, 80% or more plant-based. And it's not because I'm trying to be vegan or vegetarian. It's because, number one, carbohydrates, number one training source, they're extremely anabolic, way more anabolic than fat, better for our overall health. Two, all of the nutrients you get with all these plants, the antioxidants, the phytonutrients. A lot of these quote-unquote anti-nutrients that people are calling anti-nutrients are actually beneficial to health. So people need to drop this idea that anything that can impede some of the absorption of something else, that's what they're calling anti-nutrients. But many of those things improve health. And you're still getting sufficiency on everything. That's what people forget with different things that might impact absorption a little bit here and there of other things such as fiber and stuff. But if your diet is rich enough in all these things anyways, your intakes are going to be optimal. Your absorptions are still going to be optimal. What do I mean? Let's say, your vitamin A absorption gets reduced, 15% by some stuff you're eating. But you're eating triple the minimum or 5 times the minimum amount for health. Our absorption is ridiculously high. So a lot of that has to do with that, and then the antioxidant. But it all worked. I gained almost entirely lean weight, if not all lean weight during that year. I hit bench PRs, got bigger. Now that I'm cutting, I was messing with protein overfeeding, but I'm like, why? I don't need it to cut. So what I've essentially done is step back and said, where do I need my calories? If my goal is to train, look at my training volumes, guys. Look at the workout I did yesterday. 40 sets for upper body. Everything 8+ reps, right? Mostly, pretty much the entire workout was 8 to 12 reps. 40 total sets. 10 sets for pecs, 10 sets for chest, 10 sets for back, 10 sets biceps, 10 sets triceps. Now most of that had overlapped to other stuff, all done as supersets. I need a ton of carbohydrate to make it through that. I'm in a small calorie deficit and I'm able to sustain those workout volumes. Okay, I need those carbohydrates for fuel. So what I've been doing is looking at it and going, there's no data to suggest better muscle retention with higher intake. So when we start protein overfeeding, what it lets us do is lose fat at a higher calorie intake. But my calorie intake is already crazy high. I'm also messing with some fastings in the morning. So, and because carbohydrates are not storing as fat, and I eat such a low amount of fat, I'm not worried about my unfasted window. A lot of times it's like, well, you're losing fat and you're regaining it in the same day. No, it actually can work really well in that sort of environment. And I get to go to bed extremely full because I'm eating all these carbohydrates and fiber in the afternoon. But when I start looking at my intakes, I've not changed the philosophy. So when people are like, that's a flip-flop, but it's not. I'm still eating extremely similar. I'm eating less fruit and more starchy carbs. I've replaced most of my fruit. I'm still eating some fruit. I've been eating cantaloupes and blueberries here and there. I've replaced a lot of the fruit with starchier, higher fiber carbs. That's all I've done. I've slightly reduced protein intake because my total calories need to be lower, right? I'm trying to get by on 3,200 to 3,500 calories. Yeah, so my calories have to come down. But I'm only aiming for about 150, 170 grams of protein. Well, so what does that mean? That maybe half of that is from animal source. You guys see me drinking the Mootopia. I do some egg whites. I occasionally have some chicken, but it's not really a staple. I don't even have any in the fridge right now. Here or there, especially maybe with friends and stuff, social events. So when you start adding it up, it's like, okay, so what is that in terms of calories? So if let's assume an average day I get 80 grams of animal source protein. Okay, but I'm getting enormous amounts of plant protein. If you look at all that data, and even the experts who've looked at it, even in bodybuilders and strength athletes, I'm still hitting, that 1.5. That's my goal, is to hit at least the 1.5 grams per kilogram of body weight. They're like, as long as a good chunk of it is animal source, that number is still optimal. Right? If it's all animal source, in theory, you can go towards the lower side, because that's assuming a mixed protein diet. That is sufficient. It's been shown to sufficient for gaining muscle or for losing fat. We don't get the benefits of protein overfeeding, but maybe I don't want to sit around eating 400 grams of protein. I get tired of eating that much chicken. I would rather eat some other stuff. I could be eating some sweet potatoes or rice or cantaloupe or something with those same calories. So, and be getting some other nutrition besides just protein. So my protein intakes are still what sports nutritionists would call optimal for an advanced strength athlete or an advanced bodybuilder. They're in the optimal range. And about half of it's coming from animal source. But again, do the math on it. So then you go, so what is that? About maybe somewhere between 300, 400 calories a day from animal source. And let's assume 3,500 calories. As low as 32, but in that range, right? I mean, that's just below maintenance. That's 85 to 90% plant-based. There's been no change in my recommendation. This is just what I've reduced down to continue to slowly lose body fat and hopefully recomposition a little bit. That's it. And it's me trying to fill my calories with the most nutritious stuff possible. Like, I'm really not eating the white rice now. At this point, I'm doing brown rice. I'm doing beans. So in an average day right now, it's not uncommon for me to eat brown rice, beans, sweet potatoes, normal potatoes as staples, right? Then at least 1 or 2, 3 types of vegetables. Like broccoli is an everyday thing for me. Spinach and peppers are thrown in there a lot. Okay. And that's the idea. And it is working. Am I getting leaner? Am I getting more jacked on the camera week to week? So people need to understand there's not a change in philosophy. It's just a change. It's a change in my personal macros based upon bulking or cutting. That's it. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.